I've asked you here today to announce that I am making a formal request to the State Board of Elections to investigate campaign violations by Governor Beverly Perdue and the North Carolina Democratic Party. Let me be clear that I have no new revelations for you today as far as violations. In fact, the excellent work of many of you in this room has led to the admissions by the Perdue campaign that they failed to report private flights during the campaign and after she was elected governor. The purpose of this complaint is to empower the State Board of Elections to investigate Governor Perdue's admitted violations in the same manner that they're investigating former Governor Easley for almost identical violations. It is my understanding that the State Board of Elections is not obligated to investigate violations unless a formal request has been filed, and that is what we are doing here today. Governor Perdue and her committee have a history of running afoul of North Carolina campaign laws. There is little doubt that her admissions to violations were spurred on by the Easley investigation. The flights documented in media reports that occurred during her term as governor seem almost identical to the ones that Easley later admitted and reported. And her excuse that 17 flights during her campaign on private planes that went unreported due to computer software error welcomes some healthy skepticism. Furthermore, the fact that Governor Perdue has publicly admitted the violations and made restitution does not exclude her from investigation, as Larry Leak, chairman of the State Board of Elections, said precisely about former Governor Easley. Furthermore, we cannot find on the State Board of Elections website any evidence of the amended reports by Governor Perdue's campaign of the Democratic Party to reflect the admitted violations. According to media reports, the State Board of Elections is holding an investigatory hearing on October 26th in response to a complaint filed by Democracy North Carolina regarding the acceptance of illegal corporate contributions, the use of the Democratic Party as a conduit for illegal donations, exceeding statutory limitations on political donations, and the failure to report donations by the Mike Easley Committee and the North Carolina Democratic Party, mainly related to flights on private aircraft by former Governor Easley. We feel like the violations admitted to by Governor Perdue are very similar, if not identical, to the very ones that the State Board of Elections is investigating with former Governor Easley, and feel like they should do the same with Governor Perdue, and that's why we are asking for an official investigation in today's letter. I mentioned that Governor Perdue's committee has a lengthy history dating to the 1990s of questionable fundraising practices, sloppy bookkeeping, and failure to comply with North Carolina's campaign finance laws and regulations. The Perdue Committee's previous incidents, some of which were investigated, include accepting money in exchange for paving roads, reported in media reports in August of 1998, accepting illegal campaign donations from the rest home industry in return for inserting a provision supported by the industry into the budget, media reports in July of 1998. The resignation of 2 DOT board members in conjunction with questionable fundraising for the Perdue Committee, as reported in January and September of 2008, and failure of the Perdue Committee to list the employer and occupation of over 300 donors in her campaign for governor. I believe the outline material shows there is every reason for the State Board of Elections to conduct a thorough investigation utilizing the subpoena power granted in North Carolina general statutes in an effort to provide the public with the answers it deserves regarding the questionable fundraising practices of the Perdue Committee and the Democratic Party. Should the investigation confirm violations, I urge the State Board of Elections to pursue all available civil and criminal penalties.